Welcome into Gamestetic episode 243. I'm Alex with Sparky 3. Hope you're having a phenomenal day today, whatever day you are listening or watching the episode. Happy New Year, by the way. First episode of the new year, so this is always a pretty fun one for me. It's always one of my favorites because it's the time where we get to deliver our really bad predictions and see how well we hit throughout the year. And joining with me for that is John. John, buddy, how you doing?
Unprepared, but here and gonna make the best of it.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, I will say up front, this was the hardest year for predictions for me. I'm not gonna lie. I really struggled trying to get a list together.
I've got a couple that they're not. I'm kind of firing from the hip on some of this stuff,
Right.
But you know what? That's the fun part. Shoot
your shot.
It's like shoot it out there. Maybe you'll hit something.
Yeah.
Even when you throw something wild out there.
Yeah. No, I've got a few that I feel really strong about. That's just like, oh yeah, this just resonates with me. And then I straight up just pulled some stuff out of my butt. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, whatever. I'll throw that in there. I will say, and you know, as I go through mine, if you want to piggyback off me, by all means, feel free.
We always
I know.
Somebody says something, we go, oh yeah. Say it.
Exactly. No, I did have a list of predictions strictly based around anniversaries because we have a really unique year this year where we have a ton of notable gaming franchises.
I've given up on making predictions for anniversaries.
So I've got every major anniversary, and I gave predictions or no predictions for each one. There are a few where it's like, yeah, you're not getting shit. Sorry, buddy.
I've given up on any sort of strategy related to that.
Yeah, no, I'm going to try to shoot my shot here. I've got my opinions on a few of them. One of them is probably, I feel like I might be on an island on versus everybody else that's predicting something for this franchise. So I don't know. We'll see. So looking forward to it, getting into that. We're also going to go through our most anticipated, as well as just a general gaming outlook for the year, which I probably need to get that pulled up over here. It'd probably be a pretty good idea. I'll also shout out Gamestetic Award winners because that video is out. If you haven't watched it, please go watch the video. But I will shout those out here today as well.
You know what? Gonna go ahead and say it. It's the first video that I've actually watched. Because I didn't know what the winners were.
Yeah, I haven't even told him the winners.
You didn't tell me, so I was like, I guess I'll actually watch it.
Yeah, no, like I mean, look, I get it. You know, you're in most of the content here, so I understand. It's like I lived it. You know, I get it. Yeah, no, Gamestetic Award winners. Shout out to everyone who voted. I appreciate you. Shout out to some of the hot takes, a very common trend of GTA. And shout out to the nostalgia winner. What a meme. Love it. I guess before I jump into Gamestetic Award winners real quick, I'm going to speed run those. Nothing crazy. Do you got anything you want to shout out? You just want to go ahead and jump into that?
I think we just jump into it.
All right, let's jump into Gamestetic Awards. First ever Gamestetic Awards 2025. Shout out. First, we had the John's Collection Award for the best and nice new controller. And it was the one that we definitely thought was going to win. The one that you have that is sick. And that is the Doom Standard controller. Well, it's just the Doom Dark Ages, like Elite and Standard. They were grouped together.
It's like they're grouped together, but the Standard one does look better than the Elite one.
It's so great. Like the metal designed accents they threw on there, plus the buttons being like symbols from Doom. Oh, incredible.
One of the best controllers come out in the past couple of years.
Yeah, no. So that one takes home the crown there with 48% of the votes. King of the Indies, no surprise. That one went to Expedition 33. No surprise. It is technically an indie game because it's like no one can define what an indie is anymore. It's whatever. RPG of the year, also Expedition 33. No surprise on that one either. JRPG of the year, 100 Line, baby. Let's go. Shout out to everyone who voted for 100 Line. I'm so appreciative of that. 32% of the votes, too.
Didn't know that many people played it.
Dude, same. I thought it was going to be like Final Fantasy or Octopath or Trails was going to win. Did you tell me 100 Line won with 32% of the votes? You're kidding me. That's great. Spooky Game of the Year, Silent Hill F1s, which that's no surprise there. I said in the video that I'm thinking about reforming how I do that category or something because I feel like next year we already know who's going to win. It's going to be Resident Evil, you know?
Well, I mean, that depends. I mean, I guess that depends.
Yeah.
Because it's like...
I'm thinking about changing how I approach that category a little bit. Maybe just make it like indie horror game of the year. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you don't need to take it out just because it's the most popular. Because it's like if it is the best one, I think it does deserve the win.
Yeah,
but
I
it is
agree.
one where it's like you're gonna have one big name in there typically every year.
Yeah.
And then the rest is just going to be filled with indie ones.
Right. I mean, on the plus side, at least we did have a couple other big names because we had Chronos the New Dawn and Dying Light the Beast. So, You had a couple others, so shout out to that. Hey, best time sync went to Arc Raiders. Shout out. Arc Raiders won best time sync of the year. Game you can just get lost in. Is that a correct statement? A game you can just get lost in?
I got lost in it for a long time.
Yeah, there you go. Shocker I Cried for best story narrative, naturally. Expedition with one of the biggest margins of victory with 67.7%. That's one of the biggest margins across all the GSAs, is that right there. I'll Never Forget You for best and most memorable character. The winner there is Mael. No surprise on that one. We did have a three-way tie.
I was gonna say it was a little closer than I honestly expected.
Yeah, no, I mean we had a three-way tie with Sam Porter Bridges, Verso, and Robert Robertson the third. All came in second tied. So, King of the Industry. This is one that may not make it next year, I think. And I wanted to do it just because I thought it was an interesting year for a few. But the true winner won. It was Obsidian with almost 42% of the votes, as they should have.
Yeah, it's one where it's like, on a normal year, you're not going to have a big name company drop 3 bangers.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just one where in a normal year, you're going to have like a publisher or something drop like maybe 2 pretty good games. You're not usually going to get 3 bangers.
Exactly. Let's see. Next was the Showcase It Didn't Bore Us Game Awards. Naturally. I'm not surprised there. That was a phenomenal show. Most shocking moment, that went to Halo, Gears, and Forza coming to PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Should be the winner there.
Yeah, no, that should be.
Even though we've been saying it for years.
Correct. 7 out of 10 is a good game. Game of the year. This is, we harp on that all the time here. There's nothing wrong with 7 out of 10. So this award category goes to games that did not score perfect, and as well as had short-lived praise or barely any praise. It's kind of a very niche way I'm describing this category.
It's basically the game came out and is not like as beloved as people either think it should be or was expected to be.
Exactly.
It's just like the game came out and it's a good game, but it's not the Expedition.
Exactly.
It's not the blueprints with the level of hype that they get.
Correct. So the winner there went to Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which I feel like that might be a little recency biased.
It may be. Everything else in there is a little bit
older.
Yeah. And Metroid Prime is the one that is like, it's the in your face of that category.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I can understand why it won, especially as I've seen more and more people finish the game. It's just like, it's the worst of the Prime games, but it is still a good game. It is a solid 7 or 8 out of 10 game. So it fits the category really well. All right, next up is my favorite one. And that is the Nostalgia Award. So this goes to your favorite Gamestetic game of the week that we did throughout the year. And I am so mad and so happy with the winner that it's Sonic 0 and it's not even by a little bit. Sonic 06 had 22%. You have 40 nominees, and Sonic 06 won with 7 votes. Like, that's wild. Like, with how many nominees, like I said in the video, I was fully expecting, the winner to have 2 or 3 votes, because I was expecting 1 vote across the board, 2 votes across the board, right?
Yeah, it's more of like somebody sees it and they go, oh, I remember that game.
Exactly. It was going to be a super narrow margin. No, 22% of the votes went to Sonic 06. The next highest was almost 13%. Sonic 06 winning is such a meme, and is, as I think you described it, that's the Gamestetic Award, or however you described it. I don't know. It's staying on the category. Yeah. I'm not getting rid of that one. I'm not getting rid of it. Month of the year, this was a landslide. October. That was not surprised. Like I said in the video, I got to figure out how to redo that one too.
That one, the problem with that one was, like March and April were fantastic, but the games were split across the 2 months.
Yeah, that's fair.
Whereas October just had
nonstop.
October was just like every week there was a banger.
Yeah. No, one way I was thinking about maybe trying to because I wanted to keep it in there because it's, everything about the Gamestetic Awards is just nods to stuff we do. So I thought of the way that I could possibly redo it is like maybe do like month of the year strictly based on like the top 3 Metacritic games as a nod to my Metacritic predictions that I do every month. I don't know. It's either that or it's going to get cut, probably. I don't know. We'll see. That's a November Alex problem. That's not right now. Most hype big name game of next year. This is, of course, GTA 6. No surprise there. Most hyped, not as big name game,
It wasn't
though.
my pick.
Yeah, it wasn't mine either. Mine was Fire Emblem Fortune's
So
Weave.
was mine.
Yeah, that was mine. Most hyped, not as big name game of next year. These are just other notable games that aren't making the mainstream waves, but you should be excited for.
These are the games that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, like Tides of Annihilation, that one.
Yeah. The big name games, Alex will probably talk about them because he will play the big name games this year. This category of lesser known games, or the games we're excited about, are the games I will talk about.
Yeah, like Blood of Dawnwalker, Adventures of Elliot. You'll
Adventures of Elliot was my pick.
Yeah, knowing you'll probably end up playing Beast of Reincarnation too with your.
That game looks fucking weird.
I don't know, man. Your kick of Souls-like games.
The thing is, I've watched that. It looks. I'd have to see it again. I think, because I watched it once and I did not come away with it too impressed.
Yeah,
or too excited, I should say.
Next, we had all of the predictions and hot takes. I'm not going to go through all these. Just a lot of GTA 6.
Yeah.
A lot of GTA 6. What'd you think about the Arc Raiders will be dead by June? What'd you think about that one?
I didn't pay too much attention to a lot of the prediction stuff.
Okay.
I kind of skipped through that section of it. It could be. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I saw that one. I immediately thought of you.
I don't know how it's doing right now. I haven't really played anything in the last week or so,
right?
And haven't really looked into anything. So I'm kind of coming in blind right now.
Nice. Your voice. The only ones that I want to shout out is whoever threw in Zelda 2: Adventure of Link. I think you're lying. First off, like, I have a lot of questions on how that was your game of the year. Like, I know it's your voice. Do what you want. But Zelda 2: Adventure of Link is like pretty much known as like one of the worst mainline Zelda games along with Triforce Heroes. So I have a lot of questions, but then also I appreciate the brutal honesty of someone putting Mind's Eye and saying because it's one of the worst games they've ever played, so it's memorable. I think that's hilarious.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's like, the lowest rated Metacritic game of 2025.
I mean, it's like that was like a year or two ago when I played Redfall.
Yeah.
It's like it ended up being, because I didn't beat or play hardly any games that year. They all got cut off at a certain point, like hour wise, just by happenstance. And Redfall beat that
right
for me. And I was like, you just had to keep playing to see if it ever got better.
And it didn't.
It certainly did not.
The best thing about Redfall, the controllers.
Yeah. It's the Xbox controller I use the most.
Yeah, so shout out. Then we had Gamestetic Appreciation Game of the Year, which is going to go to Best Art Style and Art Direction. Naturally, Expedition 33 won. No surprise there. But there was a lot of good nominees this year. I will say that. I mean, you had, of course, Silk Song, you had Despelot, Split Fiction, Octopath Traveler, Midnight Walk, Shinobi, Art of Vengeance, Sword of the Sea. So pretty good category for Best Art Style and Art Direction.
Yeah. Art style and art direction, there's always going to be standouts.
Yeah, no, this was a really good year for it. I'm excited to see what this year's going to have. I got to tell you, after I did my January Metacritic predictions, I think we already got some early contenders right out of the gate with stuff like Mio, Memories in Orbit, whatever. I think that's an early contender. That's like a hand art style drawn Metroidvania game. There's another game called Cassette Boy that has a really cool art style to it. I got some early contenders right out of the gate. For this month, I got to tell you. And then, of course, Gamestetic Awards Game of the Year. I wonder what won. Expedition 33 with 67% of the votes. Not surprised. It's the clear winner.
I mean, it is what it is there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. No, I mean,
we'll have a more interesting topic this year.
Yeah.
Because this year, I'm almost certain what your Game of the Year is going to be.
Probably Fire Emblem.
Your Game of the Year is probably going to be Fire Emblem. I've actually got a lot of competition this year.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff coming out.
It's gonna be depending on the quality that the games come out with.
Right. No, there's only one possible game that's going to come out this year that could even come close to competing with what Fire Emblem's Fortune Weave is going to do, which I'll talk about when we get to Anticipated. But after that, it's a pretty damn clear gap of what I expect could possibly hit that.
was gonna say, is there more there, or do you want to start to jump into anticipated?
Yeah, no, that was it. Just thank you for everyone who voted the Gamesthetic Awards. Appreciate the hell out of you guys for that. Really enjoyed my time making the video and the process leading up to it. Besides the fact that I annoyed the hell out of John and Zach, mostly John.
It was, I mean, it was one where it's like it was a lot of messages beforehand. Once it went live, it was every time we talked, there was something. There was always the topic of what was happening with voting.
Yeah, it was just it was fun to follow. So I'm really excited for this upcoming years to do it. Just because I got the first one under the belt.
We're a little more knowledgeable about how to do it now.
Exactly.
It was kind of a
throw stuff at the wall.
Alex keeps asking me questions about what I think of it, and I'm like I didn't want to say it to you. I'm like, we kind of just got to do it and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. It was a lot of throw a bunch of ideas at the wall and see what sticks.
You were like, should I put this game in there, this game in there? I reeled you in at one point on some of the categories. I was like, it's not how we need to do things.
Yeah, I agree. So,
but it's one where going into 2020 or the awards at 2026 end of the year is going to be fun.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. There'll be a lot of categories that make the return. There are some that just will always be there, but definitely going to shake things up potentially, and some get taken out and stuff. But for everyone that voted, we appreciate you. It was a lot of fun seeing the voting process, everything. With that said, you want to jump into like most anticipated gaming outlook?
Let's do most anticipated games and that for the upcoming year.
Okay, all right. So you want to start with most anticipated? Let's do it. Let me get my list. I got a list going on here.
I don't. I might actually have to consult the thing you did.
Oh, the thing on game release schedule.
Yeah, I don't know where. There it is.
Yeah.
I know a lot of. I don't care about the unscheduled. I know a lot about what I'm looking for.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff you're looking for, I noticed was like in the first half of the year almost.
Oh yeah, no, this is another one of those times where beginning of the year is kind of the hitting point for me, personally.
Right.
Do you want to start with? I mean, we obviously kind of already said it, but your number one anticipated game of the year,
Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. When this game got revealed, and it was like the first couple seconds in the trailer, and I see Dietrich have that sword, and I was like, is that a crest? At that moment, it was over. It was over. Like, we're going back to Fodlan. Let's go. I don't care at what time we are in Fodlan. We're going back to Fodlan. I love this world. I love the crest. I love the all of the different clans and families and stuff. I'm so excited for Fortune's Weave. This is going to be my number one most. I can't see anything else potentially coming out or being announced that would compete with it. Like, you would have to legitimately have like a brand new, not remake, brand new Zelda, new Mass Effect drop this year. Because like we just did our top 10 of all time. Three Houses is one of my favorite games ever. Like, you would have to do something big for Fortune's Weave not to be my most anticipated right now.
My number one most anticipated game. I think I've mentioned it a couple times when we've talked about 2026 outlook before the end of the year. And man, the problem is the game looks too good to be true right now. With the amount that they've shown in it, the amount that you can do.
I think I know where this is going.
Crimson Desert.
Yeah.
It's just, I've been looking forward to this game for a very long time. This game was initially announced as a project that was being worked on. Like,
wasn't it originally supposed to be like a prequel MMO?
It was supposed to be. So it's Black Desert Online is obviously an MMO. Crimson Desert, I think the original concept for it was going to be, because Black Desert was originally just a PvP in-game focused MMO. Crimson Desert initially, I believe was supposed to be like a PvE alternative to it that then morphed into a single player standalone game. And I've been waiting on this game for a long time. And the problem is, the more they show of it, the more that it looks like it's too good to be true. It looks like there's too much going on. It can't be as good as it looks. So it's one where it's gonna come out, and I'm gonna get my hands on it, and I'm gonna find out if it actually is that good, or if this is another year where games I'm excited for just don't work out for me.
Yeah, and you don't have long to wait either. March 19th.
Yeah, it's
right around the corner.
It's coming out in the first part of the year, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah. Another game that I'm excited for comes out that same day is Mouse PI for Hire. Ever since we saw that original trailer, I just think it looks like a goofy, fun time. So that's one that I'm looking forward to. It's not one of my number one most anticipated.
That's
It's in the top
I was
10,
gonna
but
say
it's
it's one of
low.
Zach's. He's been
Yeah,
talking about that game since
yeah. No, I know.
he's been excited about it,
Yeah,
like you, since they showed it.
it just looks like a goofy fun time, man. It really does. But no, Crimson Desert is one of mine as well. I've never played Black Desert Online, but it's just when I saw the first trailer that came out for me, that is for Crimson Desert, the first one that I experienced, I was like, wow, this looks really sick. So it's one that I'm looking forward to playing.
Yeah, I'm very excited for it. There's a reason it's my number one game. One of the other games I'm really looking forward to is also happens to be a March game. Solasta 2.
Yep.
Very much looking forward to Solasta 2. It's like I've played the demo that came out several months ago. Solasta Crown of the Magister is one of it's like my comfort or one of my comfort games
Hmm.
that I'll go back to. I've played through that game more than a dozen times on campaigns with various different party party compositions and everything. And it's a game that I've really found myself to love. And Celeste 2, I was a little upset that it got pushed to 2026, but it is what it is. And now that it's coming out in a couple months, very excited for it because it is at this point now a franchise that I've come to really enjoy.
Right, right. Where do you sit right now? I'm assuming the exact same place that I'm sitting right now. Where do you sit right now on Fable? Because obviously we know almost nothing about the game, what the game even looks like. Is it like,
It's a we'll see.
yeah, okay. Because we got the developer direct sometime this month that will show Fable. So I'm really looking forward to that developer direct to finally see this damn game. Like for me, it's by name alone, it's an anticipated game, but it's like low on the list because I want to see the game.
I want to see what it is. I have no faith in it.
Yeah, see, that's where I'm at, is that I have no faith in the game. Like, again, by name alone, I'm anticipating it by interest, right? But, like, I have no faith in it.
Yeah, it's like I do not think it'll end up being a good game. I would be more than happy to be wrong.
Yeah, I would too. I would too. Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales is a game both you and I are.
One of my most anticipated games of the year.
Yeah.
I am super looking forward to that game. When does that come out? I
It
forgot.
doesn't have a release date.
It doesn't
yet.
one
Yeah,
yet.
doesn't have
I
one yet.
wasn't sure if they had snuck out with one or
No.
not. But man, I'm super looking forward to that game. That game. You went back and played the demo at some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I love that demo.
Yeah, no, the director actually just made a comment like in the last week or two saying like, "Hey, we're still scheduled to come out 2026. There's a demo. Please go play it." And it's such a fun demo.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a fun demo. This game's gonna be great.
Oh yeah, no, it's one where I remember watching the direct when it came out, or like when they were showing it for the first time and like released the demo. I was watching it going, I was like, what the? I was like, this looks cool, but what is this fucking name? This game sounds stupid.
Yeah, it's such a
you
long
go
name.
play the demo and you're like, oh my god, this game is amazing.
Right? Yeah, no. Another game kind of in that same similar art style that I'm looking forward to is that Chronoscript, The Endless End, that was revealed in the State of Play. It was a State of Play with Wolverine. It's like the storybook one. Got the same sort of art style as Elliot, but it's like a storybook, like you're trapped in a manuscript and you're jumping like page to page across a desk. There's like ink falling on the pages and stuff.
I'm thinking of a different game. I don't know what game I'm thinking of.
Okay.
But I'm thinking of. I think the one I'm thinking of it was like a sci-fi time travel type RPG. I think. I don't know. I've got like images of it in my head. I cannot put it together though.
See, the thing is now I'm thinking about that too, because what is that? Because I know what you're talking about, but I don't have a name.
That's the game I was thinking of when you said that name, and then you started describing it. That's not that.
Okay, well, no, but yeah, no, Chronoscript The Endless End is one that I'm looking forward to. It's more in the honorable mention category for me, more than like a top 10. So for me, some other like honorable.
I was gonna say Dragon Quest VII Reimagined.
Yeah, that's
for
coming out
me.
soon,
Is
yeah.
like that's beginning of February. Super excited for that.
Okay, is that the game that I got you where you got 2 of the game discs?
No, that was Dragon Quest VIII.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
No, because that one I'm super excited for just because, like Dragon Quest is a franchise that I want to play more of.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one where, and like, I mean, now they've been going through and actually like remaking games in different styles and that, which is great. But other than that, these days it's hard to play them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's one of the things why I talk about like one of my most exciting things that happens these days is accessibility in gaming, both from like peripherals and stuff of people being able to play it that wouldn't be able to play it otherwise, and accessibility as in bringing older games or games that never made their way, bringing them into the modern day.
True.
And it's one where as much as I harp on remakes and all of that, a lot of the time when we're talking about awards and stuff, remakes and remasters are one of my favorite things to actually see get released. It's one because it's like bringing these games and making them accessible in modern like technology is something that always needs to happen.
Yeah. At least whenever it makes sense, unlike, Last of Us Part 2, whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's why I say like
yeah, for the most part.
That's why I say making it accessible.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's already accessible.
Exactly. God, that's so stupid. Anyway, I mean, heck, that was one of the big things that happened for you last year with you got, Trails in the Sky first chapter, and now you've got second chapter to look forward to this year.
Second chapter's coming out. It's like it's not it's a weird one because it's like it's not, I wouldn't even necessarily call it an anticipated game, because it's like that's sitting there like towards fall that I don't even have to be anticipated about it because I know that game's going to hit and it's going to slap.
Exactly. It's one of your top games of the year.
I know that game's going to come out and I'm going to sink 60 to 80 hours into it and have the best time. Yeah. That's probably going to be it's like that could very well come out and it's like I already know that's going to be one of the best playthroughs I do this year.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's nice when you know that you have something like that where it's like it comes out, it's going to be fun.
It's like Trails in the Sky second chapter coming out is what allows me to like roll the dice and say Crimson Desert's my most anticipated game.
Yeah.
Because I know I have a good playthrough coming out later in the year.
Right.
Regardless of anything else regardless of everything else that comes out this year I don't like, I know I have that coming.
Right. See, I can kind of feel that because, man, like I actually put together a top 10, and the way that you describe that for Trails, like when I look at my top 5, there's one game in here, in full honesty, where it's just like no matter what, this game I know is going to deliver, and it's not even Fire Emblem because like Fire Emblem, it's like got that 98.9% chance it's going to deliver, but there's that little chance that it might not. You know what I mean? But
so you talk about High on Life too, aren't you?
Oh yeah, brother. I'm gonna play that. High on Life was fun.
I know you're gonna play it. That's why it's just
it was fun.
I've never heard you mention the second one, and I keep seeing it pop up, and I'm like, this dude hadn't talked about it, but he's the only one I know that liked it.
I'm gonna play it, but no, the one like guarantee, because in my opinion, for the most part, these guys, they can't really do wrong. You let them cook, they're gonna cook. Is Wolverine? It's not gonna be one of my favorite games of all time, but I know when I get my hands on this and play it, it's gonna be a damn good 40 hours. I'm gonna have a great 40 hours. Insomniac's gonna cook. I have full faith in this. It's kind of like you with a Sony Santa Monica game. Whatever they put out, it's gonna be a good game. Yeah. That's how I feel about Insomniac right now with Wolverine. It's like it's gonna be a good damn game. It's gonna be a good 40 hours.
It's one of that's one that like I'm gonna play it. I don't have any anticipation or excitement for it really. It's one of those weird games where I'm like, it's like, well, yeah, they're Insomniac. Why would I not play it?
Exactly.
But it's also one where like looking at what we've seen so far of it, I'm like, that game. Granted, they make good combat in their games, but their combat's always the same. Mm-hmm. But that's one where it's like broadly speaking, that is because they always have interactions that make it unique. That's going to be one where it's like that game is going to live and die on how the moment feeling of it. Yeah. And when that's a factor in the game, I'm a little more hesitant to be excited about it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I've learned to be more hesitant about it.
Right, that's fair. It's in my top 5 for me. Like it comes in at that 4 spot because it's like I just believe it's going to be a great game. It's Insomniac. It's going to be one of the best 30, 40 hours that I play all year. Tides of Annihilation is one that I've talked about ad nauseum about being excited for.
I'm seeing a game on this list, not to knock you off. You've talked a lot about Tides.
I have not thought about Tides.
I'm looking at a game here. I'm wondering where this falls on your anticipation because I know you're going to play it. I know you're going to be excited about it, I know that you're excited to play it. I
Yep.
know you're probably going to enjoy it no matter what. Where is Halloween?
I knew that's
for
what
you?
it was. I knew that's what it was. So funny enough, Halloween for me would be an honorable mention, and here's strictly why. It is a multiplayer game at its core, right? And I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna get my enjoyment because I am a Halloween diehard. That is my favorite like horror icon. But at the end of the day, that's not the type of game that I go to. But who knows? Maybe this single game could be the one that completely turns me around on that style of multiplayer game. You know what I mean? But it's just not my normal thing. So it's
I'm
like
just like
I'm gonna have fun.
there's gonna be there's games that come out that bring you back into multiplayer for the most part. I'll go ahead and tell you if you're mostly past it, you're mostly past it because it's like I'm mostly past multiplayer games at this point.
Yeah,
because it's like I only get brought back into them to play them like with like some friends here or there. I will never seek out a multiplayer game like a multiplayer only type game. I don't think I'm ever seeking one out.
Yeah, me too.
But like by myself anymore.
Yeah, no, me too. And that's why I didn't feel right to put it in top 10 is because like I'm going to buy it, I'm going to play it because this is my time, right? Like we had Friday 13th, whatever, like this is it. This one's for me. So I'm going to play it. I'm going to be terrible at it, but I'm going to enjoy it to some extent that it's Halloween, but I know it's not going to be one of my favorite games of the year. Now, staying in the horror genre, my fifth most anticipated game of the year is actually Paranormal Activity found footage. I am very excited for this game for two reasons. One, I unironically love the Paranormal Activity films. It's actually one of mine and John's things. We've seen almost every single one of them together, except I think the last one. But then also the developer of this game is the developer of one of my favorite games from a couple of years ago, The Mortuary Assistant, which is incredible. So I have so much hope and faith that this is going to be an immensely creepy and really solid Paranormal Activity game. Legitimately one of my most anticipated games of the year. I can't wait for this.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned earlier for me, Blood of Dawn Walker. I'm fascinated by this game. I've been fascinated by this game since we got the cinematic for it, the first showing of it.
Yep.
I got a little less excited for it with the first gameplay that they showed of it, but that's been improved on since then. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just super interested in like the mechanics of the game and how their viewing of kind of limiting the what you're able to do in a single playthrough is.
Right.
So I'm super interested to see how that works out.
Yeah.
And I love the the dynamic of human during daytime, vampire at nighttime, and how that is going to change how it works. So super interested in how that game's actually going to feel to play.
Right. Yeah. No, it's on my radar as well. You know, because the whole concept for it does look pretty cool. You know, and the the initial like cinematic was like, oh yeah, this looks pretty solid. This looks pretty solid. So my second most anticipated game of the year, and the only game that could even potentially scratch where Fortune's Weave is going to be, just because I'm currently riding that high, is the new My Time game. My Time at Evershine.
Yeah, I saw it as I was scrolling through, and it's like you've talked about it a lot.
It's set to come out in spring. It's currently in the like Kickstarter early access mode right now. They have put out multiple FAQs on the Kickstarter, one thing addressing the release date, where they flat out said, hey, we've done this a few times now. We feel pretty good when we say this is the release time. So it's going to come out in spring. I'm very excited for it. I've got to meet a couple of the characters that are going to be prominently featured in Evershine in my current Sandrock playthrough. Plus, just Sandrock has Easter eggs for Evershine in it with like posters for the Northern Development Plan led by Commander Avery, who's one of the characters that I got to meet. So no, I'm very excited for this. I'm all like, dude, this type of genre has never been my genre. Never has been. My time at Sandrock has pulled me in. I'm all in.
Yeah. You've never been the cozy gamer.
Nope, never. I've tried.
Of the three of us that like include Zach, I would normally be considered the cozy gamer.
Yeah.
Because it's not even a genre that I play a ton of. I'm just the one that plays them occasionally.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Sandrock pulled me all the way in. Evershine is my second most anticipated game. I have recently picked up Porsche. I'm going to play Porsche. I know it's quite the downgrade from Sandrock. And also in that same vein, a game coming out February 1st. It's called Star Sand Island. It's one that I'm looking forward to seeing how the reception is going to be. It's another type of game like Sandrock. It actually has a collaboration with My Time, where two of the characters from Porsche, Ginger and Gust, will be featured as like actual characters in the game, not just like a simple "oh hey we're here" cameo. Like they're gonna have like actual hard events and everything. It's an official collaboration, so that's cool. I have no connection to those characters, obviously, because I haven't played Porsche, but it's on my radar to see how the reception is. You know, we'll see how it goes. But no, Evershine is definitely my second most anticipated game of the year. I'm very, very excited for it.
Yeah. One that I kind of forgot about, but it like it sits there. It's not like it's something I can say off rip. I'm not gonna play constantly. It's not. It'll be something that I play every now and then, maybe,
Right.
and then it's more of I'm interested. I'm interested in it for what it means for the landscape as a whole, and that's Pokemon Champions.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And it's like because it's I'm super interested. I'm super interested to see like what that UI looks like, how that all works,
How
how
it
their
feels.
system works, and how it's gonna feel for somebody who has never taken part of like VGC or competitive in any sort of sense. How easy they make it for me to be able to play. That's that's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's honestly just a good franchise to hit on because, like, I know there's no official confirmation, but we know it's coming. We're both going to be anticipating Gen 10 the moment it's officially revealed. And, you know, safely assuming it's happening this year. The moment that gets revealed, that immediately becomes a top 5 most anticipated for me. Um, just got to wait for the reveal whenever we get
Yeah.
it, probably in Pokemon Day.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Pokemon Day reveal,
Yep.
so it's like around that time we'll be able to get excited about it.
Exactly, exactly. Pokemon Champions and even Pokemon Pocopia, both of those are ones that I'm looking forward to trying out.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna play both of those.
Yeah,
It's like I'm more excited to see how Champions looks and feels
hmm
because, like I said, as somebody who's never done competitive battling, I want to see how they present it to somebody entering in for the first time.
yeah.
And 'cause I've watched a lot of competitive battling. It's just one where I've never been interested in seeing it. So maybe they introduce it to me in a way that makes me want to do it.
Yeah. And honestly, yeah, that's actually a good possibility. You know, I don't know when Champion's gonna come out. I feel like it's gonna be probably like quarter 1 is my guess, like sometime after Pokemon Day.
Yeah,
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
it's I think it's gonna be in there. It's like it's either gonna I think that could be something that they either drop same day or like a few weeks out.
Yeah, because I think for like all the official competitions, this everything they're doing now is the last time they're using.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna be champions going forward.
yeah. So it's like like after the Pokemon Worlds takes place this year, going forward, it's champions.
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe I believe once champions comes out and they have everything integrated into it,
Yeah.
it's gonna be the official format going forward.
Yeah, because I mean that just makes sense from a timeline perspective. Like all the events they're doing right now and stuff, do it all on Scarlet and Violet. Release champions quarter 1, work out all the kinks, integrate everything, and then you know when Worlds comes to a close. Worlds is like what usually September, August. It's like
I think somewhere.
yeah,
around
somewhere around there. So basically, once that comes to a close, we're probably leading up to Wind and Wave release, and then it's just like, okay, hey, next, you know, competitive scene leading up to Worlds, all champions going forward. So I mean, that makes sense
there. Yeah,
timeline wise.
and that's the other thing. It's like just gonna be how easy is it to either build your team fresh in champions
Yeah,
or like port over through like home or whatever.
right.
To be able to do that is like how smooth is that process going to be?
Yeah,
Also, though, it's like that'll be weird because like with champions, you'll be able to battle and stuff on your phone. So it's going to be a weird thing of like being able to transfer like mons from your Switch and then you actually play with them functionally on your phone,
right.
which it's like it's a small thing, but it's not something we ever get from Nintendo.
hmm
Is being able to actually use anything of their products in multiple handheld forms.
Yeah, true, true, true. Um, Another one to kind of just highlight that will be whenever it comes out, I'm gonna play it day one and play my 100 hours and have fun with it. But it doesn't feel right to put it super high in the list because I just experienced this game in like the last 18 months or so for the first time. Great game, love it. But the Persona 4 Revival, no release date for it yet. The only release window we have is they told us this upcoming fiscal year. So basically March 2026 to April 2027, sometime in that range, will come out. Whenever it comes out, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna enjoy it. Persona 4 Golden was incredible. I loved it, so I'm gonna enjoy going back to this. But I just experienced it, so I don't feel like it's in the same realm as like Persona 3 Reload coming out, where I'd never played Persona 3, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm super pumped up for this. I just played Persona 4 for the first time not super long ago. Maybe within the last year, actually, like last 12 months. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I'm excited for it. I mean, it's gonna be a fun playthrough again. Especially in like the fancy graphics and quality of life and everything. It'll be fun. I think the only other shout out that I directly have that was on my list is that Directive 8020 by, I think it's Supermassive. That was supposed to come out in October and it got delayed. It's coming out sometime in Q1, I think. But Directive 8020, that horror space choice game, like an Until Dawn thing, but in space, whatever. So I'm looking forward to playing that.
Yeah.
Something you won't want to play.
Nah. I think I don't really have any other big shout outs as well, because that's most of what I know is coming out that I'm kind of looking forward to this year.
Yeah. Looking at like the release window and stuff, I just did my Metacritic predictions for January. If you haven't seen that, please go watch it. One game on there that I'm actually legitimately really interested to see the reception for is called Broken Lore Unfollow. It's a indie horror game, naturally. Also, dude, January is packed with indie horror games for whatever reason. Like when I was going through my predictions, there was like 5 or 6 like indie horrors. I'm like, why is January just packed with indie horrors? But whatever. No, Broken Lore and Follow seems like a really cool game that I'm gonna keep on my radar and check out. It gives off very, very aggressive vibes to that Face of Another game that I played last year, where it's basically about like social media and bullying of social media, and then just going down like a horror turn, right? So that's one that I've got on my radar is Broken Lore and Follow for this month. It comes out on the 16th. So that's one that I'm going to kind of take a look out for. Just kind of see the reception for it. My backlog is so large right now. I wasn't really interested in trying to buy anything until Resident Evil comes out. I'm going to try to do that because I'm going to try to keep up with my backlog right now. Yeah, I'm kind of drowning a little bit. But yeah, no, High on Life 2, though, February 13th. It's coming to Game Pass.
I mean, that's going to be a Game Pass game.
That's a Game
100% a Game Pass game.
I'll be playing it. Don't you worry about that. I do want to pick up Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection. Star Force games are always ones that I wanted to play and just never did. I completely missed out on it. Pragmata, I'm still interested in. I still have not played the demo yet.
It's one where like I didn't really have any interest in it. I did play the demo. I kind of talked to you about it.
Yeah.
I'm not super into it. That's one where we'll just have to see when it comes out.
Right.
Because like the demo did nothing for me. Like it all it did was show me that there's some weird controls in the game.
Yeah. I guess I'll go ahead and finally address the elephant in the room. GTA 6. I'm going to play it.
It's coming out. Alex will be the one to play it. I will not.
It's not in my top 10. Look, I'm just not a big GTA guy anymore. I'm going to play it because I want to be part of the launch hype. I want to be there, experience it. I'm excited for everybody else, but I'm not gonna jump from the rooftops about it. Yeah. Excited. I'm gonna play it though.
It's not a game I'm excited about. If it comes out and people rant and rave about how good it is, it's like maybe I'll eventually play it. But I have zero interest in it right now.
Yeah, I know. We also have that Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra game coming out this year. I'm gonna play that. I don't have a lot of that's not fair. I should have higher expectations because it is led by Amy Hennig, who did all of the Uncharted games. So I should have a little bit more expectations. At least the story, gameplay wise, no. That's where I have a concern.
Well, that's the thing. It's like we got to see something before I have to see something before I can get too hyped.
I just think the story will at least be good. That's the main thing. They'll at least do well at the story. I have hope there. Orbitals, that co-op like 90s 80s anime game looks cool. And then I just saw another one, but I just lost it. Where was it? Lost it. I don't know. I don't know which one it was. But yeah, no orbitals. Oh, that's what it is. By default, I'm buying this game day one. I'm gonna play it. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake. This game is a very strong personal connection for me. That's one that I will be picking up day one and playing it. So I think for now, that's my most biggest, most anticipated. The only other one I could think of is probably that Yoshi's game, Yoshi's a Mysterious Book, because I love Yoshi's story and it gives me aggressive Yoshi story vibes. But I think that's probably where my list ends now until we start getting some more releases. Because I think really no confirmed stuff for most of the year. I feel like
No, it's a lot of we know it's coming out in 2026, but
Yeah.
we just don't know when.
Yeah, exactly. So either way, shaping up to be a pretty fun year though. A lot of fun games coming out.
Surprisingly looking to be a pretty good year.
Yeah.
Because which is strange because usually we get a good year and then we kind of get a dud year.
Yeah.
Then we get a good year and then we get a dud year. And we had a great year last year.
Yes.
So if we're moving into this period where we just have banger year after banger year, that's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah. No, I'm very excited.
But the other thing is, man, if this year ends up being that good, 2027 might be a little rough.
I know. It just depends, because maybe one of my predictions could lead into 2027. So.
We're kind of hitting the point where it's like a lot of these developers have been cooking, and now it's time for us to eat. So we'll see.
I know. Let me shout out some Rogue Energy, and we'll go over to predictions because I don't even think I shout out anything last week. Head over to the referral link down below, promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order when you go over to Rogue Energy. They did just release recently, I believe it was a new hydration flavor. I think it was like a citrus flavor. So go check that out and give it a shot. Let me know how it is because I have not tried it yet. But the promo code and the referral link will help us out no matter what you purchase. Hydration, chill, energy, cans, or tubs. It all works for all of them. We'd appreciate that extra support. All right, let's hop over to predictions. So like I said earlier, man, this was like one of the hardest years for me to really get some firm predictions in. I'm not gonna lie.
Every year I kind of just I normally have a couple kind of like basic ones.
Yeah.
And then I just shoot my shot.
Right.
A lot of it kind of just scattergun approach. I have less this year than I have in the past.
Me too.
Or at least like less solid ones that I was able to come up with. Because a lot of times I come in with a few and then just fire off the hip a lot of times.
Yep.
Where we want to start? We want to start off like a softball, or you just want to fucking go for it?
All right, I'll give you a hard ball. You ready?
I got what kind of, for what the prediction is about, it's a big boy, but it's kind of a softball answer for me.
I feel like mine's a hard ball because everybody is still just predicting this is going to happen this year, and I disagree. One of my predictions this year is that we will not see a new 3D Mario this year. It will not happen this year. That is one of my predictions.
Oh, I'm not expecting a 3D Mario this year.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot of people that are thinking that we're going to get a reveal this year. I say no reveal.
Oh no, we because for games of that first party stuff, Nintendo's like, wait, if we're gonna tell you it's happening within a year.
Exactly. That's why I do not, because I still see people saying, "Oh no, 3D Mario will be revealed this year." I'm like, yeah, no, for multiple reasons. One, you have to think timeline. The team was focusing on Donkey Kong Bonanza plus DLC.
You have to assume it's going to be the same team.
Exactly.
That worked on it there.
And then also what you just said, Nintendo does not, they've, thanks to Bayonetta, thanks to Prime 4, and even Breath of the Wild, they don't want to reveal something too early, right? So there's that. And then the final cherry on top for why I just firmly believe we're not even going to get a reveal is Miyamoto flat out said the Mario Galaxy movie is the main event of the 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I understand the Mario Galaxy movie that's main event status. That's going to make an ungodly amount of money at the box office for one of the highest rated and best platformers in gaming history. I get how it's a main event, but let's also be real. A Mario 3D reveal is more of a main event.
It's more of a main event for
the gaming community.
Yeah, like for the audience you're presenting it to.
Yes,
the game would be the bigger event.
Exactly.
The movie is going to make you way more money.
Exactly. So it's not happening this year. Like, there are some people that are backing off the prediction, kind of for the same logic that we're presenting right now. But I still see on forums, I still see on Twitter and in videos people saying this year we will get a reveal for the 3D Mario, and I'm like, no, we're not. They're gonna do some other titles instead. This is going to be a year where you're going to get a lot of other great Nintendo titles that's not a 3D Mario, and that's okay.
I typically like to do a prediction like this at the beginning of every year, just like from a base outline or base outlook of what is coming out. I like to shoot my shot at the beginning of the year. I've got a split in here though, so I'm gonna lead off predictions with Game of the Year for Game Awards. I've got a split between two games right now. Is where I see it, and it's not GTA. I'm holding firm on my prediction from last year that GTA does not
win
Game of the Year. Everybody else is gonna say GTA is a shoe-in. GTA is gonna win everything. It's gonna.
You're gonna stand proud on your hill and die on your hill.
Mine's not even based on like last year's was based on the fact that you're like, it's not gonna come out. It's like I'm not even based it off that. The year it comes out, it doesn't win. Is my prediction. But for Game of the Year, one of the two games that I'm putting in there that'll win is Fire Emblem.
Okay.
Fire Emblem is the split. The main reason I split it, though, is because of the other game. The other game has the potential. It has everything that it needs to be the game of the year if it lands at all. But that's the problem.
Is it what I'm thinking
it's Crimson Desert.
Yeah,
it's Crimson Desert. 'Cause Crimson Desert, it's not even just my hype of the game. Based on the way the game looks, it has everything going. This game looks like it has everything you could want. But that's the problem.
Yeah.
It looks like it's too good to be true. Yeah. I said it before. It looks too good to be true. But if it nails everything, that in my opinion should be front runner for Game of the Year.
I will say Crimson Desert does feel like it has that possibility to. Right now, it's a game that there are people excited for, right? Like the big trailer that caught my attention last year, whatever showcase it was in, caught the attention of other people as well, right? You've been following it a lot longer.
Yeah.
The vibes I'm kind of reading leading up to release. This is going to
have the Black Myth Wukong effect.
Exactly. Like it could have the Black Myth or the Expedition effect where it comes out and just absolutely erupts online.
It's going to be one where I think we're going to get another like showing of it before March to show it off more, which is then going to like start that hype building up, and then it comes out, and as long as it nails 80% of what it's going for, then I think it's going to have that snowball effect.
Yeah.
And then Fire Emblem is just going to blow up the world because it's like Three Houses was kind of like that slow burn into explosion effect that it had on everybody, because people was like, what the fuck is Fire Emblem? And then like a month later, everybody was like, oh, that's Fire Emblem.
Right.
Now we're revisiting there. And I think I think for the most part, people haven't realized that's what we're going back. And I think once we get closer to it and we get another showcase of it, the hype is going to explode.
Yeah.
And then like just based on what they did last time, we can only assume it's going to be at least that quality, which means I think it has a chance.
So my take on Fire Emblem is, in a way, it's kind of similar to the way me and you talk about Digimon Story, about how if they combine the best parts of like Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory with the best parts of Time Stranger, the next game is a certified banger, right? It's kind of the same thing. If they just simply combined the gameplay of Engage, but the storytelling ability of Three Houses and like Awakening, best game of the franchise.
Well, that's
up front.
Yeah, it's like,
up front.
I'm expecting that.
That's my expectation
it's like,
too.
That's my expectation there. So it's like I think it's gonna take over the world when it comes out.
Yeah.
And it's like I think these are the two games outside of like a GTA that's gonna happen with.
Yeah. And, you know, I could really see that for Crimson Desert. Like, it just, like I said, it has that feeling of where it's kind of quiet right now leading up to the release. But, like, one more good trailer, it's going to start kind of snowballing a little bit. And then when it comes out, all it's going to take is it coming out scoring, let's say, a 96 on Metacritic, and then everyone jumping on it, and it's like, oh my god, this is one of the best games I ever played.
It's gonna be one where it's like I have high expectations of it, but it's one where, like I said, every time I've mentioned it, it's all gonna depend on if they nail it.
Yeah, exactly.
If they don't nail at least like 80% of it, like I said, then it's gonna feel super clunky. But as long as it doesn't feel super clunky for every aspect that you're playing it, yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. And the same thing can apply to Fire Emblem, because look, whether you disagree or not, all right, I still get people commenting on my Engage short in TikTok from years ago. And like, man, there were some comments that I used to have where it's like people would combat me about my comment about Three Houses is what took Fire Emblem to the mainstream. It's like, well, no, Awakening, whatever. I'm like, look, Awakening saved the franchise. Yes. Awakening saved Fire Emblem as a franchise, but you cannot tell me that the Switch effect and Three Houses did not catapult it to a new stratosphere, because it did. It did up front. I played Awakening when it came out. You played Awakening when it came out. It's a good game, and it saved the Fire Emblem franchise. But Three Houses catapulted to
Three
another
Houses
stratosphere.
was a completely different story.
Correct. So it's like you again combine the best of Engage and the best of Three Houses and the best of Awakening for storytelling's sake, and you have the best game in the franchise. So it's like that alone is why it's my most anticipated. Like, I'm so excited for it, and I could very strongly seeing that be like a strong game of the year contender. I really, really could. I'm with you on that. I lost track where I was on stuff. I got one prediction here. It's more so I'm surrendering on a prediction. I'm giving up on the Ocarina of Time remake. I'm mailing it. I'm not doing it again. It's not happening. It's not real. It's not real. It's not happening this year. Zelda's 40th will be a simple re-release, and that's it.
I've completely forgotten that you do these predictions every year, and last year you gave up on another one.
I did, yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and just piggyback and steal the one that I stole previously, which is your what is it, Wind Waker or
Twilight Princess? Yeah, I gave up on that too.
The combo pack.
I gave up on that too.
It's like I'm gonna go ahead and throw that one in here in this section. that is gonna happen again. I'll take that L again, just in case it happens. I can be the one that gets that.
Okay, so no, I might go back to that one. That was the thing, because like I just have a feeling
You've already given up.
I'm gonna bring it back.
You already threw in the towel.
That was last year. New year, new me.
Nope.
No, I've given up on the Ocarina of Time remake thing. I've given up on that. I think
they're scared.
I think they are too, and I don't blame them. It's kind of the same thing of like why you would be horrified to ever try to remake Chrono Trigger. It's just one of those games you don't want to touch.
Yeah. It's like
I mean, they did remake it. Let's not discredit that. They did remake it, but now you're remaking it for a platform that has an ungodly amount of players, and you would be trying to remake it to a higher level than you did for the 3DS.
Yeah, they basically just ported it to the 3DS
and made it super pretty. Is basically all it was.
But it's like, as far as a full-scale remake of the game, I think they would be scared to do it.
Yeah.
Because that is one of those games that it's one of those games that there's a reason why, if somebody ever asks you your favorite game of all time, if you say Ocarina of Time, nobody's going to dispute you.
It's like, okay, yeah,
it's like, what do you think the best game ever made is? If you say Ocarina of Time, people don't dispute it because they're like, I see it.
Yeah,
I get where you're coming from. Yeah. I'd be terrified to remake that game.
Yeah. So I don't think the remake's happening. I do think it's possible that we're going to get finally the long rumored and BS rumored Twilight Wind Waker combo. Because I think for the 40th anniversary of Zelda, I think it's just going to be like a simple re-release. Because like, when you look back at the history of like these notable anniversaries for Zelda, for the most part, like they're all kind of like lackluster. Like most of them, like the biggest name game they've ever had on an anniversary was Skyward Sword. Which that's a main console title and everything. And then like, funny enough, one of the, like, I think it was the 35th was the Skyward Sword remaster for the Switch. I think it was the 25th was Skyward Sword. I think 30th was just like, maybe it was like a 3DS game. I can't remember, as well as just like a re-release stuff. So it's like, looking at the history of these, they don't go all out except the one time they did have a new mainline title, you know? So I just don't think it's going to be anything crazy and diabolical. I think it's just going to possibly just be a re-release of like Twilight and Wind Waker combo, like the Wii U games, or bring both of them to NSO day one. Like, hey, they're both, you know, on in a Nintendo Direct. They've already shown Wind Waker and it's already on there. So it's like, oh well, guess what? Now here's Twilight Princess. Oh, now here's this. Oh, now here's this. You know, so it's like I can see something like that. I just don't see Ocarina of Time remake. I don't see it happening. I've set sail on that one. I'm not calling that one again.
Yeah. I will say 2026. I think this is the year we finally get the news about the next Dragon Quest.
Okay, so that was one of mine as well. I think you get a release date.
I think we finally see it, and at minimum get a release year.
Yeah, that's what I mean by release date. Is
Yeah.
I think you will get a release date.
I think we're finally going to see something. It's been several years now since they showed it off, or since they gave us that it was happening.
Yeah,
and every few months that they kind of just pop back out and say, "Hey, we're working on it." So with the success of their remakes and everything, and with after it's like Dragon Quest 7 reimagining coming out and all that, I think we finally get a Dragon Quest 12 update.
yeah. I am going to piggyback on that because that is one of mine. So let me just take that moment and just let me go ahead and hit this real quick so everything can kind of tie together. Because 2026 is also a year that features a lot of notable anniversaries. Like it does. So I actually made predictions for all like 11 notable anniversaries. The Mario 40th, my big prediction, I already said there's going to be no 3D Mario reveal. Zelda 40th, no remake or new game, just simple remaster at best, plus Nintendo Switch Edition ads. Dragon Quest 40th, release date for new game. That is my prediction for this year. Kid Icarus 40th, all I put was LOL because all right, buddy. If you're lucky, you'll get Uprising remastered. Congratulations. Castlevania 40th. I do think there will be a new game reveal. Konami has been sure enough getting back into the gaming industry. So I think you will see a new Castlevania this year. Sonic 35th. I do think a new Sonic 3D game reveal will take place this year. Plus, the Sonic Sympathy will be announced for another tour, which I'm going to try to go to again. Pokemon 30th, Gen 10, pretty straightforward. Persona 30th, that has already fully kicked off. Website is up, graphics are out. Some slight teases has been named, where the lead director has talked about that, hey, it's time to kind of talk about the future a little bit. So I do think there will be a Persona 6 tease this year, finally, like openly acknowledged, but it will probably be very, very fast. I think...
You're saying the Persona 6 tease is going to be the Elder Scrolls 6 tease from like 6 years ago.
Bingo! That's it. One thing I do think is actually a real possibility this year, and Zach might laugh at me, is I do think a Persona 1 and 2 remaster is legitimately possible this year for the 40th anniversary. He would probably laugh at me for that prediction, but I actually do think it's like
just an announcement.
Yeah, an announcement. It's not going to be Persona 3 Reload or Persona 4 Revival remakes. It's literally just going to be probably remasters of the PSP versions, which were already remasters of the original games anyway. So that's what I think is a possibility for this year. Animal Crossing 25th, new game will be announced this year, which is one of the reasons why I do not think you'll see a Mario 3D this year, because there's going to be other stuff going on for Nintendo.
I guess that makes sense because it was New Horizons, which
came out in 2020. Came out perfect timing of COVID.
It's been about 6 years.
Yeah. Luigi's Mansion 25th, new game announced. Again, why I do not think there will be a Mario 3D this year. Pikmin 25th, I do think you will see Pikmin Nintendo Switch 2 editions of some kind this year. In fact, very randomly, why not just do 4? I don't know. Pikmin 3 Deluxe on the Switch recently got rated somewhere for a Switch 2 edition. Why 3 Deluxe, I don't know, but I could see them just, Pikmin's not getting a new game this year. I could see them just doing Nintendo Switch 2 versions for like Pikmin 3 Deluxe, Pikmin 4, and the 1 and 2 combo. I could see that. It'll just get a basic little, like, here you go, kind of upgrade thing. Nothing crazy. So that covers all the major
get your upgrade to your Pikmin pack.
Exactly. So that covers all the major anniversaries. We do have some software anniversaries. Some hardware, which happens to all be Nintendo. N64, it does get its 30th this year. I think you will finally see Super Smash Brothers added to NSO. GameCube gets their 25th. Just as a meme, because they've just not given it much attention. You'll see more than 3 games added for Nintendo Switch Online this year. That's my prediction. That'd be a
They've
milestone.
Done fuck off. Man.
I know that'll be a milestone to get more than 3 games added this year. Game Boy Advance 25th, nothing. Maybe just some new games. Wii 20th, I got nothing, and 3DS 15th, nothing. I got nothing for all 3 of those, nothing. But that covers all the major anniversaries for this year. I did want to touch on those because I did have opinions on all that.
Just kind of leaping in there because you were heavy in on Nintendo there.
Yeah, a lot of Nintendo anniversaries there.
I do have a Nintendo centric prediction.
Okay.
And this is gonna be an interest. This is basically just me covering my bases,
right?
Because I've already talked to you where I've already predicted that Nintendo is gonna be the big hitter this year.
Yeah, the big developer.
They're gonna be the one of the 3 to really win. Is what I've already predicted. So I've got as my prediction for the show, Nintendo somehow messes up the easy layup of the year.
No.
The easy layup year that is 2026 for them with all of their big announcements we already have. We already know what's coming out. They're going to do something to fuck it up. They're going to do something to piss everyone off.
I wonder what it's going to be.
There's going to be a lot. I predict there's going to be like at least some Nintendo news where they do something stupid to piss everyone off.
Just something stupid and random.
So it's like it's going to come out of nowhere. Probably.
You're not saying a game's going to flop. You're saying they're going to do something stupid.
It's like in the year where everybody should be praising Nintendo for their Fire Emblem, their Pokemon that we're going to be coming out later.
Yeah.
Everything that's going to be coming out where we're all hyped about Nintendo this year, they're going to do something to piss us off.
What's it going to be is going to be the question.
Yeah, it's like they're going to do something where at the end of the year we just go, how'd they Nintendo?
Right. It'll probably be like a switch to OLED in second year. Now, realistically, I could see like a switch to like light happen. I could see that, which I think that'd piss the people off too.
They're going to do something where we're just all going to look at it and go, Nintendo, all you had to do was be quiet.
Yeah, all you had to do was
just sit back and let yourself win.
Yeah, I can see that. No, they'll do something, because there'll be some random announcement for hardware or whatever. Because I do have, another. I actually have a couple more Nintendo ones, and I'm done with Nintendo. Like one is that I do think this is going to be the year that you get the reveal of the dual screen attachment, and the DS gets added to the NSO because they do have a patent for that. That is already patented. They patented a couple of years ago, and I think I could just see it happening. Because they already tested it with the Virtual Boy bullshit. That was their testing grounds of like hardly anyone's gonna buy this. Just throw it out there, see the reception of how people's gonna feel about buying an accessory to play this Nintendo Switch Online thing, right? That was their testing grounds. Now it's time to do the one that people are going to actually want, which is the DS. Because that's the one I'm going to want. I love the DS. It's like, that's the one that I'm going to want if they do that. So that's where they're going to get me. And that might be the thing that's going to piss people off. It's going to be like $150 or some stupid shit. So that might be the thing that makes people mad right there. I do think Nintendo will bring back 3 more IPs that have been dormant. They've already started that process. And I'm not saying like super mega notable ones. Like, could I see possibly a Star Fox announcement? Maybe. Yeah. But I'm not saying super notables. I'm just saying dormant IPs of theirs because they've already got 2 coming out this year with Tomodachi Life and Rhythm Heaven. So just an example like that. Just 3 more dormant IPs, whether it be like a Golden Sun or whatever. We'll see. What was my other one? That might have been it for Nintendo, actually. Yeah, that might have been it for Nintendo. I don't think I had another Nintendo one. Yeah, the NSO, 3 more dormants. Yep, I'm done with Nintendo.
I'd like to say I think this is actually going to happen, but this is one where I'm kind of I'm firing from the hip here.
Yeah,
this is I'm firing from the hip with some belief.
Okay.
I think Bethesda's going to show up big at Summer Games Fest.
Ooh. At the Xbox Game Showcase?
Like just during that week.
Yeah.
During that week, I think Bethesda's coming in big.
Do you think it's Tom?
I'm feeling 2 announcements. One of them we obviously got to get some Elder Scrolls news. I'm feeling there's going to be a dual announcement, a little bit of Elder Scrolls, a little bit of Fallout. Whether the Fallout is remastered project or like a smaller scale game like a Shelter or something like that, I think they're going to come in with they're going to come in big with announcements trying to hit everybody. So they're going to come in with their Elder Scrolls news, they're going to come in with some Fallout news and go from there. Uh and it's one where, you know, I could see it being like the Bethesda section happens at like the Summer Games Fest will happen, and then we'll have the Xbox Showcase probably.
Yeah, no, the Xbox Showcase will be like last couple of years. It's been on the Sunday after SGF because SGF is usually on a Thursday,
'Cause
Thursday or Friday.
I could see like SGF happening, and like during that, we're gonna end up with like the Starfield section where they have like a new big update or something, and Todd's gonna come out and get everybody excited, thinking it's gonna be that, and then nothing's gonna happen, and then the Xbox Showcase will start up, and I could picture him coming out and like starting to talk about Starfield, and then just going, "But we've already shown you that. What we have here is what you've really been wanting to see."
Yeah,
And then really hammering it in there. I feel like he's going to try to do a swerve like that, and we're going to get the announcement there.
yeah.
So like during that weekend, big Bethesda news.
Okay. Big Bethesda news. Let me ask you, because you're talking Fallout. We already know about the Fallout 4 anniversary coming out here in the next couple
So
months.
it's going to be something we haven't heard of.
So my question for you, because I just recently went through our old episode to tally up our wins and losses from last year. Do you want to double up and do a prediction you did last year, and say a new Fallout game by Obsidian? Are you going to say that?
This time I'm not thinking Obsidian's doing it. Obsidian's busy right now.
They have been busy.
They've got enough going on in their own world. I know they want to touch it. I think this is going to be a Bethesda-led, like maybe smaller scope thing, and then maybe we'll circle back around to that next year.
Yeah, or maybe even Virtuos, who did Oblivion. Maybe they touch like Fallout 1 or something.
Yeah, it'll be something. It'll be something like that. It'll either be like a big remaster, like Oblivion, basically a remake, essentially, or a small scale, or just like a smaller scale thing.
Can you imagine if Virtual Studios like came out and one of the projects they did is freaking a Morrowind remaster, dude?
Oh, it'd make all the money,
dude. People would be like the amount of people that'd be so pumped.
But yeah, it's like I would love that setup. Like I said, where it's like Todd comes out at Summer Games Fest, does his spiel there, talks about Starfield, and then during Xbox, like, and from our partners over at Bethesda, and he comes walking out, and it's like Starfield shows up on the screen. I'd love that moment of him going, we showed you this a couple days ago. Let me show you something.
Right.
That would be awesome. That would be the hype moment of the show.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Man, I really hope this is the year. Are you firmly locking in Elder Scrolls 6?
Elder Scrolls 6 would be the Elder Scrolls game that we're looking at.
So are you firmly locking in that we're getting it this year?
We're
like
getting we're getting it at the showcase with a release time.
Okay. Time. That's important for people.
Not like a release window, not a date.
Yeah, correct. It'd be funny if they just said, like whatever trailer said, I don't remember what, where it's like, it's coming out at some point. It's just something like that. That'd be funny. My only Xbox related predictions that I had is that I think at some point this year, we are going to get another huge change to Game Pass. Pricing, models, tiers, whatever. There's going to be another huge change.
It's already confusing.
I know. It's going to happen again. Because also with that, I know there was so much talk and rumors that Xbox needed to, Xbox was going to release their new hardware this year because, as we can all agree, they need to move on from the series for a few different reasons. I don't think there's going to be a new console release this year. I'm buying into all the news around the RAM pricing, where there will be like no PS7 right around the corner, which don't need to happen anyway, or no new Xbox, which arguably does need to happen just because they need to move on from the Series S.
The Xbox one needs to happen because there's no other way for them to get rid of the series.
Correct. I just don't think there will be new hardware this year. I think Xbox will continue to decline, where Xbox hits like literal rock bottom this year. And I think there will be some pretty big shifts in Game Pass tiering this year. Whether it's pricing, tiers, or whatever, there will be another major change that takes place sometime this year.
Oh, yeah. No, I fully expect them to have to give away like their a couple more of their like remaining like what we would normally have considered like sacred IPs
Yeah.
over to PlayStation.
Yeah, I agree.
They're gonna have to do it to survive.
Yeah. And with PlayStation, the only two predictions I had was we will see a reveal of something God of War this year.
Yep, that's piggybacking on that.
Yeah,
That's mine.
it's
We are
time.
getting a new God of War announcement.
Yeah. And then also Marathon will flop, and it will be the final nail in the coffin of PlayStation's massive live service push, which has pretty much already been dead for a little bit. But I think that will firmly put it in the grave, where it will be maybe like once on a blue moon, you might get a live service PlayStation game. I think Marathon will flop.
Yeah, I mean, I fully expect Marathon to flop. With that though, do you think with Marathon flopping that'll be the just disillusion of Bungie?
I think so.
Or do you think at that point they just at that point do they change essentially just say you are no longer Bungie? You are allowed to do is Destiny. Make a new
Basically.
Destiny.
That's so annoying too, because like we've talked about, dude, like they've got the moneymaker in front of them. Just make Destiny 3.
Well, that's the thing. It's like
Destiny 2 is too confusing now for new players to the point that even players that still play it say that, yeah, this game's terrible for new players or even returning players like me or you. Like, I don't want to go back to Destiny 2 right now. There's too much shit.
I would
And
never.
they've vaulted content
I
too.
never would go back to it.
Like
But yeah,
they've vaulted content and there's still too much for me and you to go back and do.
But yeah, if it's one where I could see Marathon coming out failing miserably, and then them. It's like we just don't hear anything about Bungie, and then when we do hear about it again, they're not really referred to as Bungie anymore.
Yeah.
They're just referred to as like the Destiny team.
Yeah. I could see that too. I could see that too. Because I mean, we've known there's been a slow takeover at Bungie for a while. Because wasn't it like last year
Yeah.
that all the head of Bungie got like kind of shifted out, and now it's like they're merging into PlayStation essentially.
I think it was either it was last year because it was at like their last one of their last big expansions was kind of like
Lackluster.
everything righted on it.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't have any more predictions that are like the big three focused. I do have a few general ones. Do you have some more?
There we go.
So one, Red Dead Redemption 2 current gen exists and it's real and it's going to come out. That's more hopeful than anything, but I'm locking it in. It's going to be an official prediction. I've got a really very oddly specific prediction.
I will say just jumping in before that because I've had this idea kicking around. I haven't known how to really say it.
Okay.
Because after like the Game Awards in 2025 and the heavy emphasis that like Jeff put on indie games and he kept emphasizing we have 3 indie games.
True. Yeah.
Up that in there. I feel like everybody's expecting 2026 to be the revolution of the indies.
Yes.
I do not think that is happening this year. I think what people would be expecting to be the revolution of the indies isn't going to happen until like 2027 just because we are in that cycle of this is when the big hitter AAA companies, this is their time to strike again.
Yeah.
They go on like a 5-year loop.
True.
And it's like now they're hitting again. So it's like there's going to be less room for like a lot of the really good indie games that come out because the spotlight's just going to be taken away because we've got Insomniac coming back. I'm expecting Sony Santa Monica to come back. We got GTA coming out.
Yep.
It's like Nintendo's coming in big.
Yeah. A lot of stuff
this
for
year.
Nintendo.
So it's
yeah.
like there's too much big happening this year. It's going to take all the spotlight away.
Yeah.
We'll have a couple standout indie games that come out this year.
True.
But 2027 is more likely to be that year. 2026 is not going to be the year people are expecting of the big shine of indie games.
Yeah, not the indie revolution. Yeah, because that's been a lot of people's predictions is that AAA's will flop and it will be an indie year. That was one of the predictions in our Gamesthetic Awards.
Because it's just one of those where it's like it really is like a 4 to 5 year cycle for these AAA companies, like the ones that stand the test and get nominated for Game of the Year every year, every time they make a game. And it's just their time to come around again.
Yeah. because another one you also have to throw in there as that potential if it just sticks what it's going to try to accomplish. I know it's a Switch 2 exclusive, but hey, FromSoft, Dust Bloods, it's FromSoft. They're going to get,
Yeah, it's
recognition.
It's like that's gonna be a lot of contention around that game, but it's
Yeah.
like they'll probably nail the feeling of it
Yeah.
for whatever they're going for, and people will love it for it.
Yeah. I mean, you've got like a multiple like big name possibility Nintendo games that can fit a spot in there, whether if it's Fire Emblem, whether if it's a possible Luigi's Mansion release this year. Let's just say by some miracle of God, Pokemon sticks the landing with Gen 10 of all this ambitious ass shit that was leaked. Who knows, maybe there, right? Nintendo will have something prior to Fire Emblem. You've got Dustbloods
Yeah,
from FromSoft,
there's
GTA, Wolverine,
there's too much. Like I
that
said,
that
there's too much.
2.5D God of War,
There's too much good coming from the big companies this
right?
year
Resident Evil 9,
to be able to ignore them.
yeah,
Where it's like in 2025, it was a lot easier to ignore like the big boys that came out for the year because the little guys were so good,
True.
and the couple like big boys that came out were good.
yeah,
So it's one where we'll see.
yeah. No, I mean, I can see that prediction. They'll be one indie game nominated because it's the trend, but it's like it's gonna have to really stand out. You know what I mean? But with everything that has that potential to take the world over this year in terms of the big name releases, like man,
There's just too many.
yeah. I mean, Crimson Desert's another one too. If it sticks the landing, like you were talking about,
Yeah. There's too many big games.
yeah, it's a big game year for sure. Which actually brings me to one of my predictions because it involves a big game. Um, I don't know why I fully think this. I guess it's because like a couple of little context clues from the trailer. It's a very oddly specific, very oddly specific prediction. Resident Evil 9. You as Grace and as the player, it will not be a cutscene. You as the player will do it. Have to shoot and kill Leon in the game. I'm sorry if that's a spoiler. It ends up happening. I just have a feeling it's going to happen. There's all of the rumors leading up to this game was before Leon was revealed. Leon's in the game. This is going to be his big send off. It's an older Leon, whatever. Like based on like the trailer we saw with Leon, like there were a couple things that I saw, that was like, all right, that's kind of weird. He's got like some weird stuff going on with his neck over here. He's wearing gloves for like the first time ever. There's some weird shots of hands, that look all like infected. Like I just have a feeling that like at the climax of the game, you as Grace and as the player, not cutscene, will have to pull a trigger and shoot and kill Leon. Oddly specific prediction that I will find out if I'm right and wrong in about 2 months. But I just have a feeling that we are gonna have to kill Leon. That is just, I don't know why. That's just what I think is gonna happen. And I'm sorry if that ends up being the thing and I just spoiled the game for you. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. It's a real possibility. Let's see. I guess the only other things that I have here is one of the highest and most talked about games of the year has not been announced yet. That's something I'm gonna throw out there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That usually ends up happening.
Yeah. Steam Machine will be delayed out of this year. I think just because of all the hardware issues. That's the only reason why. And then sorry to be continue to harp on this one particular thing. Please forgive me. But I do think one thing that could happen this year that's going to be really interesting to see is that I think the whole genre that has continued to expand and expand and expand and expand over the last decade with cozy life sims, I genuinely think that Evershine could possibly bring it to a new light for a wider industry. Sandrock, scored very well and was reviewed very well when it came out. Evershine hit its Kickstarter goal in 30 minutes. And then continue to blow it completely out of the water.
Depends on what you consider a cozy game at that point.
Because, I agree, 1,000%.
If you consider Animal Crossing to be a cozy game,
it is.
Then Evershine's not touching those numbers because that game, to be fair, that game had the benefit of COVID.
Yes, correct.
That game had the benefit of COVID, but that introduced millions.
Yes.
To the style of game. And I don't know, are you saying just like a cultural impact? Because it's hard to beat that.
I guess I more so mean the games that are in the same vein as like My Time will begin to reach more of a mainstream focus in some capacity. the stuff like that Star Sand Island, stuff that like that Coral Island that came out like a year or two ago. My Time itself, I think Evershine will help take it to a new level.
So you're thinking like instead of them being in like for reference sake, instead of them being a part of like say in a game showcase, instead of them being a part of the 20 games shown in 30 seconds, they get a big name spot.
Correct.
Okay.
That's where I think Evershine could
You think
potentially
they
take
move
the
into
genre.
that segment?
I think it's possible. I'm not saying like my prediction is that I think Evershine could be the one to take it up because like when you look at how much money they got on Kickstarter, where they were just scrambling to add more and more and more tiers over and over and over again, plus just how quickly it hit its Kickstarter in 35 minutes. Sandrock was reviewed really well when it came out. I mean, it came out like with an 80 on Metacritic. And it's still a beloved game that a lot of people still play right now. I could just see Evershine being one that just like coming out on Steam and stuff and just blowing up. You know what I mean? Maybe a short-lived blow up, but I could see it coming out and just absolutely exploding for a little bit. But it also depends on what it comes out alongside, obviously.
Yeah.
But I could just see one of those things where all of a sudden I see a lot more posts that, oh, wow, this Evershine game is pretty good. Oh, this was reviewed really well. I could see that happen more than you normally do about games like Star Sand Island or Coral Island or anything of the sort. So, that was my last prediction, though. I don't think I got anything else. I can't think of anything else.
I don't think I have anything else.
Yeah.
It's
You'll continue to see price increases all year. That's going to be a constant talking point for the media and us. That's a prediction, I guess. We'll see that all year long. Let me go ahead and give myself an easy check on that. We'll see that all year. Price increases all damn year. It's going to suck.
yeah. I've kind of you mentioned the Steam machine, and I don't think it's going to get delayed out of the year. I do think its pricing is going to come in higher than anticipated. Probably. I think like low end before, because I think it's going to come out where you can buy everything as its own individual item,
right?
And then you can buy a bundle with it. I think the Steam machine itself won't be less than $1,000. Is kind of where I'm sitting now.
Won't be less.
It'll be its minimum would be 1,000.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. God, man, that's gonna piss people off from that pricing that people are currently expecting for the.
I've kind of backed up on it because I had it a lot cheaper at first, but thinking about it more and more for what they want it to be, it makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense for it to be more expensive. I think the entry point is still cheap enough for it to make sense for what it is supposed to be, because it's still an all-in-one machine that'll play whatever you want it. Whatever you can load up on it, it'll play.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go to buy a PC, you're not going to really buy one for cheaper than that, because if you're going to buy it, if you're going to take the time to look into it and buy it yourself, you're going to buy something a little nicer. You're going to work on it.
Yep.
If you want the entry point to get like kind of the quality of it, you can look at $1,000.
Right.
Will people be willing to spend that for like a box that they would refer to as a console? I don't know, maybe not. But I think it is going to sit around there.
No, that's fair. Do you think Valve will finally reveal a possible Half-Life Alyx or Half-Life 3 this year?
Yeah.
Not locking in that one? Okay. Some people are locking it in.
I've seen a couple interesting predictions where, because they have the Steam machine, they have the controller, and then they have like, I guess, the headset.
Yeah.
Their new headset in there.
Yeah, the frame, whatever.
I've seen the like kind of jokingly thrown around prediction of a Half-Life Alyx 2 being specifically like time gated to their new hardware.
Yeah, that frame thing, whatever.
Yeah, being
frame,
like
whatever.
time gated to that hardware before it's released to be able to be played on anything.
I could see that too.
To promote selling that.
I could see that too, because Half-Life Alyx is like considered one of the best VR games ever. In an era where VR games are still kind of like, so.
Yeah, gives people a reason to buy it.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm with you though. I'm not gonna walk out on that plank of saying Half-Life 3 is coming out this year or releasing this year or reveal it. I mean, reveal. I'm not walking out on that plank. I'm not doing that one.
I would be I believe less in a Half-Life 3 than a Left 4 Dead 3.
Oh wow, that's saying something. That's saying something. Yeah, I don't have any other predictions. I think I've hit everything. I'm gonna
I think that's all I got for this year.
Okay. I'll have to text Zach and get all of his, and whenever I can get all of his, I'll shout it out like next week or the week after or whatever, because I'm gonna add it all in our Discord and see how we did. Because like, let me see here. Like this year, Zach got 2 hits out of 6. John, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4 hits. Yeah, 4 hits out of 13. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 out of 15. So, hey, we're working on it. Hey, you went positive the year before, so
we kind of scattershot around.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. We'll figure it out. All right, let me shout out some merch. Go over to spark3shop.com right now and pick up some merch. Go pick up the Do Better shirt or Unprofessional or 7 out of 10 is a good game. Pick up a hat, pick up a hoodie, pick up anything you want. Go over to spark3shop.com and we'd appreciate that extra support. All right. You got anything else? Are you ready to hit the weekly wrap up and get out of here? It's a pretty short weekly wrap up this week. Not a lot going on.
I think I'm good to hit the weekly wrap up.
All right, let's do it. First off, Embark CEO confirms that Arc Raiders does in fact have an aggression-based matchmaking system. So it's like if you really prefer to be more aggressive or less aggressive, you will be more likely paired with players that are in that same vein.
It's something where it's like they've hinted at tracking the information before, but never came out and said it. It's basically
confirming.
It's basically just confirming. If you shoot on site, you get into more aggressive lobbies. If you walk in and talk to people, you get into more friendly lobbies.
Yeah, which opens up where Arc Raiders is a different game. Different game. So shout out to that. Anthem servers are officially shutting down January 12th. Man, I got somehow into like an Anthem like algorithm at one point of players still playing it and really trying to push and petition to keep the game alive. So it's like I saw this and I immediately thought of them like, man, what are they going to do with their life now? They have to move on from Anthem.
I completely forgot that these servers were online still.
Such potential Anthem was, and it just was a shit show. It had so much potential and just fell apart.
It's like a cool idea, but it executed in the worst possible way.
Correct. Bloober Team is teasing a countdown for February 15th, and they've also had a little caption saying, "Dare to peek into the darkness." At this point, I'm convinced it's Eternal Darkness, because you don't just mention Eternal Darkness randomly like they did last week. Like that, like Zach's reaction of like, that's random. Like that is a random pull. The website is up right now. All it is just a big countdown. I did check out the website earlier. I'm more convinced now that it's actually like because they name dropped Eternal Darkness. They said, yeah, the lovers of Silent Hill, Resident Evil, and Eternal Darkness. And then they said, yeah, this game wouldn't be possible without Switch hardware. I don't know. This is sounding pretty sus to me. Now you're saying peek into the darkness. This is getting pretty sus. I'm thinking maybe an Eternal Darkness remake or something. That'd be sick. CD Projekt Red is selling GOG to its co-founder. So shout out to that. There is a rumor that John Wick AAA game could be announced soon. I have seen this rumor for a while about this John Wick AAA game. I think we've talked about it before. But yeah, apparently we could get an announcement sometime this year.
I guess it just depends on what the style of game is.
Exactly. Like what the heck are you going to be doing? Final Fantasy 14 director has teased that the game is getting a Switch 2 port. That's crazy.
Sure.
He teased it. I saw his quote. He teased it. It's a real possibility. Apparently it's happening.
Trying to figure out how you
operate it.
I'm trying. The control scheme does not make sense on a Switch controller. You have if you're doing it for Switch 2, you can't design it around a Pro controller, because then that requires a Pro controller to play the game.
You think they're gonna have like some official like Nintendo keyboard to attach to the Switch?
I don't think they would do that
and have the Joy-Con mouse mode.
It doesn't make sense, but it'll be interesting to see how they try to market that.
Exactly. Pokemon Unite has revealed Meowth to be added to the roster. I recently looked at this roster because I was like, I haven't looked at Pokemon Unite in forever. Dude, there are so many Pokemon on there. I had no idea got added to the game.
Oh yeah, it's like we stopped paying attention to Unite.
Yeah, no, it's to the point where it's like, damn, I kind of want to play a round or two just to try a couple of these
You'd
guys.
be confused. You'd be getting your ass kicked by stuff, and
Oh, correct.
you'd be like, I don't even know what they do.
I don't know what you're doing, but you're beating my ass right now. Until Then is getting a Nintendo Switch physical release. That is an indie game that I want to check out. It's kind of in the same realm as oh god, I just lost the name of it. I talked about it before. Crap. Anyway, it's an indie game. Like a coming of age type story. It looks really good. It's reviewed very very well. But yeah, it's getting the physical release. So this is one that I'm probably gonna pick up. It comes out in March. So I've been wanting to play this game for a while. So I'll probably pick up that physical release. You got any other news?
I don't think so.
All right, game of the week. What you got? What do you want me to do?
I don't have anything.
Oh, you don't have anything? Okay. Crap. I was not prepared. Let me see. God, is this about to be a mail-in week? Is that what this is about to be? This is about to be a mail-in week right now. Am I about to just shout out one of my favorite games ever or some shit?
You can. Might as well. I've thrown the ball back to you, so
all right. So I get a freebie, is what you're saying?
it's like you can have a freebie because I just tossed it back.
Okay, so I get a freebie. All right, let me run through. I don't think we've done this one actually. I don't feel like a lot of people's probably played it. I don't. Let me check game of the week history. I don't think we've done this at any point, and it'd be a super easy layup for me. I don't think I've ever done it. No, haven't done it. So I'll do this one. It's not the biggest name game in the face of this earth, but it's one that I unfortunately talk about all the time. So for Gamestead Game of the Week, in my freebie week, I'm going to do one of my favorite games of all time. Let's do Conquer Live and Reloaded because I wasn't prepared, and it is what it is. Conquer Live and Reloaded is a remake of Conquer's Bad Fur Day. So you've probably played Conquer's Bad Fur Day, possibly on N64. This is a rare game following a squirrel who got super, super drunk, and he's just trying to find his way home. Yes, that is the story. And along the way, you go through just a huge parody of movies. That is essentially the entire game. You have stuff like, Alien is featured in the movie. You have Saving Private Ryan featured in the movie. Like Van Helsing is featured in the movie. In the game. In the game. I mean, there are so many different. Terminator is in the game as well. There are a ton of movie references, all designed as like different villains or levels or whatever. It is just a fun, dumb little game. You'll laugh. You'll have a good time. It's not a long game. You can probably beat it in like 6 to 8 hours. I prefer the Live and Reloaded variant, which is on the original Xbox, only for the original Xbox whenever Rare was purchased by them. It is simply just a remake of the first game. There's only a few cutscenes here or there that are different, and the ones that are different literally acknowledges the fact that it's a remake. A good example is the very beginning. In the original game, you had a frying pan that you would use to hit stuff. In the remake, you have a baseball bat with nails. And in the original game, you go up to this stone gargoyle. You'll hit him with the frying pan. He'll trip backwards and fall off the bridge. In Live and Reloaded, you'll hit him, and Conker will make a comment. It's like, well, shit, that worked last time. And it's just like, oh, well, no, this is a different game. We tweaked some things, but not a lot. So it's pretty much the same game if you played Bad Fur Day. But the one thing about Live and Reloaded that is great is the multiplayer. Obviously, with an Xbox game, that those servers are dead. But as someone that did not have internet when this game came out for me, I played the multiplayer offline aggressively. The bots are really fun to play. The multiplayer is a lot of fun. Go play it. Conquer Live and Reloaded, there for a little while, for whatever reason, got very expensive. I was seeing that shit behind like the glass case at our stores nearby for like $100+ I'm like, what happened? Now it's back to the shelf. So it's back to a normal price. It is playable on the Xbox Series X. So you can't, if you had an Xbox Series X, which not a lot of people do, obviously, you can play it on there. So go play it. Conquer Live and Reloaded. One of my favorite games of all time. All right, let's hit the music. Let's get out of here.
All right, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And if you like what you saw here with us, we do these live streams every Saturday about 6 p.m. Central Time. So come check us out then. Also, go ahead and drop one of your predictions for 2026 down below.
Yeah, let me know your predictions, whether if it's on this full version or the video version, whichever. We'll shout it out. I definitely enjoy the predictions, like I enjoyed everyone's predictions from the Gamestetic Awards. Again, thank you for voting. We appreciate you for that. We appreciate you for just listening to the content. Hopefully it's going to be a good year for the show. It was a pretty good, damn good 2025, I would say, for Gamestetic, and I'm excited to see where it takes it from here. Until next time, guys, have a good one. Bye.